That was my mic.
Cafe Anyway. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 800, 900, something. 955. There we go. Hey, today it's Mike Matthews broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont. Haley's here. Haley's going to actually be here when I interview Craig Marshall, the singer-songwriter, Austin, Americana, folk rock guy.
This was sprung up on me, so.
Mike's Daily Podcast. Says the guy who never checks his text messages.
Didn't get one.
I texted you last night. Mike's Daily Podcast. Today, it's the return of the much loved segment Into It. Wait, I sang that already. Now we're not supposed to eat any more bacon because apparently it's cancer making. And you don't want this if you're Swedish or Jamaican. I'm a little bit sad. And I ain't even faking. And now, more processed meats. But here's the thing. Mike's Daily Podcast. That stuff was too crazy expensive. So let me sing. Mike's Goodbye. Daily Farewell. Podcast. Auf Wiedersehen. So long. Yeah. Bacon. But never you, Kevin Bacon. Or you, Sir Francis Bacon.
Sir Francis Bacon is dead.
Who said knowledge is power? Power to the people. Okay.
Sir Francis Bacon is dead, and
Kevin Bacon's alive, though.
yes. Also, not so much power to the people because he was an agent of English imperialism.
Kevin Bacon was? I never liked that guy. What?
Sir
Yeah.
Francis Bacon.
So, welcome to the morning show today. What do you think, Haley, about no more bacon? We can't eat bacon in the morning.
That's fine. I don't really mind bacon. It's
Greasy and delicious.
It's greasy and it's kind of delicious.
I've slathered it all over my hamburger. I can't have red meat anymore either, they say.
What is your bacon number?
My bacon number?
Uh-huh.
What is that?
So you know, like the 6 or the 7 stages of separation theory?
Yeah, oh, for Kevin Bacon? Yeah,
But-
separation of bacon. 6 degrees of separation.
Everyone is somehow connected to Kevin Bacon. So
Right.
finding your specific bacon number is very important. I think mine's 2
Wait, how are you connected to Kevin Bacon?
because I met John Voight.
And John Voight was in a Kevin Bacon movie?
I believe so.
Okay. Well, today we're talking to Craig Marshall, who's done a couple songs for different movies, and so and Kevin Bacon's in movies.
Yeah, so you may be like 2 or 3. There's actually a website that you can go on and, like,
Oh, that's...
for any actor or any, like, celebrity, you can put in their name and get their bacon number.
That's brilliant! So yesterday I said you reminded me of a Muppet when you do that little jerking side-to-side thing. It kind of looks like when the Muppets are singing and dancing.
Everyone's very familiar with this because they see me every day on this podcast.
They see... Well, I wanted to paint a picture with words. And so that was you do that jerking thing when you're, like, singing and stuff. Like that, yeah. We're rocking. But you're kind of, like, stiff like a Muppet. It's like, because you're in the head? Yeah. Are you really a Muppet?
No,
I'm
maybe.
convinced that you are.
I could be.
Look who just walked in. Hello, Michael Matthews. This is Matt Bigger. I am afraid of Muppets. Ooh. It's okay. Nothing to fear. Muppets are creative little beings.
That's weird.
Why would you be so scared, Madame Rutabaga? I don't know.
Because this is like theater of the mind. I always just assumed Madame Rutabaga was a Muppet.
What? Dun dun dun. I'll put that thing there. Okay. Then Madame Rutabaga, she walked out and she contemplated and thought about her life. And she said things like this: I wonder who I really am. Am I a Muppet or a human being? And it became that movie with the Jason Segel and...
Except Natasha Bedingfield did the soundtrack.
Oh.
because
I am unwritten. No, wait. Which one are you thinking?
I was thinking, feel the rain on your Muppet skin. No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your Muppet lips.
Muppet lips, Muppet skin. Yes, that song was called Unwritten. Now, look who else just walked in.
Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the party attendant.
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Mike, we just realized how little sleep we actually had last night,
Yeah.
Hubba hubba.
There was like a noisy fan, and there was like a blinking light, and something else was keeping us up.
Less hubba hubba.
He was on the couch. He was nowhere near me while we was sleeping there.
I was trying to spoon him, but he was too far away.
What did you just say?
Did I say something? I didn't know I said that. Do you know that?
Seems like you need a larger spoon.
This is true. Valentino's, you're kind of big.
Maybe a shovel.
I come from large stock.
Well, so Craig Marshall today, that's cool. And then, suddenly just a wall. I hit a wall just then. Did you see that wall?
Martin Shkreli is super mad.
Who's that?
The CEO guy. Did I mention this on the podcast?
No.
Okay, the CEO guy who jacked up the price of that medicine.
Yes,
the worst human being on the planet.
Worser than the douches in the Rockstar commercial that I saw. James Franco and Lenny Kravitz.
That's how bad they are. They're worse than those major celebrities that people probably like.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm a chump. I know that Lenny Kravitz is your favorite musician.
I'm a chump, our only listener in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Okay, anyway, go on with your story.
So there's another pharmaceutical company that took the same active ingredient that's in the medicine that he racked the price up of, and they made another medicine with it, and they're selling it for $1.
Serious? Oh, that's awesome.
And apparently they're actually looking into manufacturing other medicines that the price has been ludicrously jacked up on, or like knockoffs and similar products to them. Because apparently it's a pretty ludicrous business because people need medicines.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing. If you put a medicine above a price range of someone who needs it, they're not gonna bleed themselves dry buying it.
Right.
They're gonna die.
Right. That's well put.
So if you lower the price, people will buy it. You'll make money.
Thank you.
So
Gosh.
Martin Shkreli's pissed about that. And he's also not happy at Bernie Sanders.
Martin Shkreli sounds like such a tool.
He is. We discussed this before. And he's got such an ego.
I think then Martin Shkreli should eat a bunch of bacon.
I didn't think you were gonna say bacon.
Oh, okay. Do you like bacon?
Yeah.
It's
not my favorite.
No.
I've had bacon donuts.
Whoa, where'd you have that?
In Michigan?
Huh.
Montana?
I just heard on our station that we monitor that there's going to be Pop-Tarts just came out with news that they're going to do bacon Pop-Tarts, which
of course they are.
Shot themselves in the foot. But I used to eat a lot of it, and I didn't like the way it made me feel. I'd eat bacon, and I felt horrible afterwards.
Yeah, you feel pretty bogged down, because it's greasy.
Yeah.
And whatnot. I like bacon strips. I don't mind eating strips of bacon. If you mix bacon in with something, it just overly salts and greasifies whatever you put it with. It was okay with the donut because it was like a maple donut, and then there was a strip of bacon on top. So that worked out just fine.
Yeah, it's a good contrast to flavors.
Yes.
Oh, that's good. Did you feel like really crazy afterwards? Like just totally hyper and everything?
No.
Because that's how I feel after bacon, too. I all of a sudden I get this jolt of energy, and then I crash.
Interesting.
All right. We're going to talk to Craig Marshall in a moment.
We're stalling.
No, we're not, because here he is.
Into an interview.
Yeah.
Hey, so it's Mike Matthews. Hello, Craig.
Yeah, hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you in Austin? It's like 8 a.m.
It's a little early, but it's even earlier for you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
We're really our eyes are barely open.
Yeah.
We're like those little newborn raccoons, and they're brought into the light, and they can't see. And anyway, you came from New York originally.
Yeah, I've been here over 20 years, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, but, just, full-time musician in Austin.
Wow, for 20 years. And
yeah.
How do you like Austin?
Oh, it's great. I mean, it kind of, it lives up to its live music name, and, you can play as much as you want, and it's a good scene. It's building, all the time. So it's been good.
And like, do you play often in Austin? Often in Austin?
I play quite a bit, 3 or 4 a week. I've got kind of the two different projects that I play with. So. Kind of divided up over.
What are your projects aside from your solo work?
He's doing the Lucky Strikes.
I still play with the Lucky Strikes, which is the jazz swing band that I've played with for about 20 years, and we still play every week or two, once or twice a week. So there's that, and there's my solo stuff. Acoustic solo or band. Starting to get more band stuff.
And your solo stuff is so Americana, so like classic country sounding, and then Lucky Strikes is more swing. And
there's two separate things. The original thing is what I've been pursuing lately as a songwriter, as an artist, and putting out records and touring and all that. So that's been the focus as far as writing and producing records and stuff.
I heard your song "Something on Your Mind," and I really enjoyed it. And that's part of your album "After All," which is now out.
Yeah, so that just came out in August. I guess you heard it somewhere. Station, I guess, somewhere.
Yeah, the Current, which I think is Minnesota Public Radio's
from Minneapolis,
thing.
Yeah. You think it was the Current? Yeah, that's cool.
And I was like, oh, this is a great song. It's got kind of da 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 da. It's like really like happy. It makes me want to dance.
Yeah, it's one of the more up-tempo kind of rockin' pop songs, but it's got a little country flavor. I don't know. It was just one of the ones that made it onto this new record, and I'm trying to think. I don't think I can remember exactly like when I wrote it or how it came about. But
what is your process for writing songs?
I come up with melodies, usually melodies first completely. I mean, I'm such a music guy that I've got music in my head, and I'll just walk around, come up with a musical line, and then put it to guitar, and then finish the music before really words start coming. And then I'll come up with a title.
Right.
In this case, Something on Your Mind fit the rhythm of the melody line. So I once I got the title, I kind of ran with that. It's like Something on Your Mind. That's kind of a phrase that fits, and then it's a little bit backwards writing. Not everyone writes that way, but that's I've always done that. I've always been a music first and melody first and kind of hook writing like that. So
After All is the name of the latest record. It's on Big Ticket Records, and they can find it at craigmarshall.com.
Typical online sites, CD Baby and Amazon and iTunes and all that.
Well, let's play Something on Your Mind right now, and I'm going to dance to it around you in my mind in Austin.
Yeah, glad you dig it.
As I'm playing it, and it's Mr. Craig Marshall here at Cafe Anyway on Mike's Daily Podcast. Oh, that was great, that interview. The first part with Craig Marshall. As we go outside of Cafe Anyway, we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley. His song, Something on Your Mind.
And here's today's podcast picture.
The podcast picture is of Craig Marshall. There he is.
What a surprise. There's his face.
And I want to thank him, and thank you, Haley, for being here. It's really early. Honestly, we can't open our eyes.
Yeah.
It's so early.
That's the first interview I've done, like, with you and someone.
Yeah, you jumped right in there and asked the question.
Yeah.
And you'll do that again when we play part 2 of the 3-part interview tomorrow.
Or have I already done it?
Ba-dum-bum-bum. Yeah, so he's going to be that as well there on with us together, so forth. Words. And we'll also hear from John Deere the engineer, Floyd the floorman, and Shelley Schuhart. And that's about it. Or did you have fun on the first Into an interview that you're on?
I did, yeah. I mean, he's an interesting guy. He's obviously been around for a while.
And I guess we need to... I think we did pretty good. I mean, it's hard to do 2 people interviewing one person. Mm-hmm. You know, we have a rhythm we have to work on. And, I think that was already there.
Yeah. Well, we've worked together for a fair amount of time. It took us a while to get into a rhythm just with us.
What?
If you go back to, the first time I was on the show and stuff, it's a mess. It's a mess, I'll admit that.
I miss classic Haley and Mike shows. I miss those days.
Well,
those were classic.
We had one yesterday.
I sometimes lay it down and play it back with the beat and go...
As you just softly sob.
I'm always sobbing. But no, I think that the work today, because when you wanted to ask a question, you put your hand in my face and you said, "Shut up! I want to ask him a question. So shut up, Mike. Shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth.
You're trapped."
So I really wanted to ask you.
And then Haley turned into Shelley Schuhart. Who will be on the show tomorrow, right? Did I say that? Okay, we're done. Thank you so much, Haley.
So done. We need to be done at this point.
Stick a fork in us and other old radio term and phrases you've heard. Because that's an old radio term phrase.
Don't stick a fork in us, because we're electric. Ow!
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST-955-Americana. Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!